please?
I'm good. It's a bit different.
Cozy.
Yeah.
You alright?
I'm good. Better chair this week. Did you manage to edit? I thought it was there over an hour for you, and then I saw the thing was 37 minutes.
It was a tough edit, with so much good stuff.
Was it alright? You just took Tom out, did you?
Exactly. Cut his questions down by 90%.
Fake news. He's still listening.
Are you from CNN, are you?
I'm not touching the microphone.
Okay. Thanks, and a chocolate as well, thank you.
Okay, we'll do a usual split, gents. So we'll just start with the live session and then we'll have a 10 PM embargo after that.
Gregor, 9 changes to your team. Obviously there are always going to be changes with the guys coming into the squad, but how much is it a reflection on the performance last week? How much is it getting guys in for the first bit of action?
Definitely more the latter. We knew that we'd have more players available this week, players that play outside of Scotland, but also someone like Stuart Hogg who's back fit and available for selection. We also have looked at the 4 games and how we have to manage players through that campaign. So we had a team in mind for this weekend, a squad in mind, and we were just hoping that everybody would get through the game at the weekend so we could put that together.
A lot of people are surprised to see Stuart Hogg back so quickly. Was there any risk pitching him in? Was there any thought to hold him back maybe for next year? You're confident he's ready to go?
Yeah, he's trained for 2 weeks now. He trained with his club, recorded some excellent speed times. He's trained fully with us all week, so he looks good to go. We had experience last year when he came back from 2 injuries and played in Champions Cup games, played very well, and then 2 weeks later he played test level. So we could have kept him back a week, could have kept him back a few weeks, but he's still going to be going into a test match, and obviously in the training he's ready to go.
Sam Skinner coming in for his debut. How excited are you to see him in a Scotland shirt, and what can we expect from him?
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing how he plays. He's trained really well. He's played very well for Exeter the last couple of seasons. He is a very mobile second row, played a lot of rugby in the back row, and he finished his games in the back row a lot for the Chiefs. So we were keen to see that in action. A lot of his strengths align with what we are looking for in our players. So good decision makers, skillful enough to run the right lines, to make the right pass and execute that pass. But he also has experience from his team and the competition he plays in around the set piece. And we've got to make sure we're very strong in the set piece this weekend.
Matt Fagerson gets a start as well. What have you seen from him from the summer, the early part of the season, that makes you feel he's ready to sort of make a real push for that starting jersey?
Well, he's stepped up in the big games for Glasgow, especially in the Champions Cup. He missed the start of the season with injury, but as soon as he got back into the swing of things, he's played really well. He's backed up with big defensive performances against Saracens, been involved in attack, and also just learning more about the game. Those bits of details when you're 18, 19 that you have to get used to, line-out calls, detail around set piece, around the maul, and he's been in really good form. So he's earned his opportunity. I felt he did well off the bench last week as well, so he's gone straight back into playing test level from his experience out in Houston, and he's looking to grab his opportunity this time.
How excited are you by Finn and what he's producing right now with the experience of playing over in France?
Yeah, he's been playing regularly, which is great. He played very well at the weekend. Obviously playing on Sunday. I was watching that game with an eye on how he's playing, but also if he could get through the game okay. And he played very well, and he's trained fully this week with us. So both Greg and Finn have been in excellent form, like Sean Maitland, although Sean wasn't playing at the weekend for Saracens. So it's great to welcome them back.
In terms of you've got 2 big challenges after this one, how important is it to get a win in this game and give you that wee bit of momentum going into the final 2 tests?
every game you play, it's important to win. You represent your country. That's what we're here to do, to make our country proud and to get those wins. We're playing in front of a sellout crowd as well at home, so it makes it even more important that we deliver a winning performance.
Gregor, Hugh Jones misses out completely. Has he paid the price for defensive mistakes last week?
No, Hugh like a number of players, were managing through this period, so he's not involved. He was close to being involved in the bench, but we just felt with Chris being able to cover the wing, that was the decision around his involvement.
So the plan was always that he wouldn't play a part in this game?
Yeah, like the second rows, we've changed them, like the back row with Hamish Watson not being involved. So we know that the chances of getting injuries go up the more you play. We have 4 games that we need to make sure we have everybody as fresh as possible to take on each game.
You brought some of your so-called star names back into the 15 this weekend. Maybe could have done with them last weekend. I know you tried to develop depth in the squad as much as you can. Do you accept that there's still a big difference when 3 or 4 of your best players aren't available for selection?
Well, we'll see this weekend. We played Argentina away in the summer with a lot of players missing, and they recorded a record win. So if you look at the weekend's game, yes, we underperformed, but I'm not sure if that would have been any different with those players you mentioned. A lot of that was down to just the fact we were first time together, and we took a while to get going.
A couple of guys you know well in the Fiji team, Leone, who you obviously coached, and you'll see plenty of Bill Mata. Are these the type of players that you need to make special plans for to counter, or is it more a focus on just doing your own stuff with them?
Both, but not just on 1 or 2 players. We've got to counter every one of their players. This is a team that plays a game unlike any other in world rugby, whether it's club level or international level. They'll move the ball from their own 22. You'll have players offloading, in contact. Sometimes once they're on the floor, the ball will suddenly come out from a ruck and go 10 metres, especially when Leone's got his hands on the ball. And the strengths of their team are certainly put out in play from their coaching staff. They haven't brought a team together and said, right, we're going to focus on going through phases and playing a kicking game. They select the players that have these brilliant one-on-one skills, the ability to offload and make things happen, and then they go out and say, this is how we want you to play. Go out and express yourself. So it's a huge challenge for us defensively.
Just move on